Alright, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak, and it is now time to talk about some Jared Verse. Before I get into my evaluation on Verse, I just want to say, leave a like if you enjoy, or you can always wait until the end, and hopefully I will have earned your like. And make sure to subscribe because I will be posting draft content all offseason long. And yeah, let's get right into Jared Verse, the edge rusher out of Florida, projected first round pick right now. The craziest thing about Verse and his draft profile is that I could not find a single thing about him as a recruit. And that was kind of crazy to me. But he played for 3 years at Albany. He got some playing time as a freshman. Albany did not have a sophomore season, so he ended up foregoing that. And I'm pretty sure he tacked on an extra year of eligibility to his time at Florida State. But I watched an interview with him that was pretty neat by Pro Football Talk, where they asked how he got to Albany and how he became a tank. And Jared Verse said that Albany was his only offer. Then, during COVID, him and his dad got a weight room in his house, and he subsequently exploded at Albany in 2021. Jared Verse could have gone to the NFL last year. Probably would have been a first round pick. And he had an incredible run for what was considered his junior season. But he ended up staying because Jordan Travis talked about how he wanted, the group of guys to stay an extra year to make a run for the playoff. And surely they made the playoff after they went undefeated, right? Yeah. So he boycotts the Orange Bowl and declares for the draft. He was an impact transfer right away coming from Albany. He had 98 pressures in 2 years at Florida State. That is 50 per season. And had he played all 4 years there instead of Albany, granted, he wasn't as cracked as a freshman as he was as a senior, but he still would have shattered DeMarcus Walker's record for pressures at FSU. 60 pressures his final year, 9 sacks, first team All-American. I absolutely love this player because he seems to be the best jack of all trades in this class when you consider athleticism and refinement. He has so much technical ability and power. I love watching him use offensive linemen as a battering ram and shoving them back into the quarterback. He tested off the charts at the NFL Combine. Great length, great hands, wish the three-cone time was slightly faster, and he showed more agility, but he can still win despite not being the most agile rusher. Power translates to the NFL as far as defensive linemen, and I saw this graph on Twitter by a guy named Nick Patel who created a model that theoretically measures a defensive lineman's raw brute force. And here's how Jared Verse stacks up compared to the other guys. I just thought this was pretty neat. And he has incredible speed to go along with power and length. And anytime you're in Myles Garrett company with a combine stat, there's a pretty good chance that you're very athletic. But I love watching Verse play. Great burst, great ability to combine his speed into power very well. Incredible hands. I see so many people on Twitter say his hands are like knives, which is a hilarious analogy, but it's true. And I'm not entirely sure if FSU's D lineman is just full of studs or whatever, but I see Verse being able to do a lot of the dirty work. I gotta give Verse credit because while the production is great, he could have had elite production had he just gone towards the quarterback every play and tried to rack up every sack. But he's the definition of set the edge, maintain your lanes, and do the dirty work on the stunt. High character guy by all accounts, and it's pretty exciting to watch this guy's career unfold in the league as someone who really likes to follow college football in the state of Florida, given that I am a UCF fan. But yeah, let's get into concerns people have about his game. He may not be the most agile rusher as shown by his three-cone time, so where does the ceiling lie with him? Well, he has his up and downs just like every other player, but those come mixed in with moments of being absolutely dominant. Sometimes he gets a little greedy in his run game gap discipline, which can lead to some missed tackles. And I'm not really as concerned about this for Verse as I am for Turner, but he doesn't really show a tendency to win with a variety of moves. So does he have game record potential? I mean, I think he has great potential in the NFL, but I don't know where to slot him in, and that's what NFL teams will have to decide during draft season. You can never have enough pass rushers in the modern NFL. The only way to defeat these freakish quarterbacks is to sack them. Do not let them make the play. So where do I think would be best for him to go in the NFL? Vikings, Saints, and Steelers. Those three stick out to me, but I could very easily see the Vikings going quarterback this year. But of the Saints and the Steelers, I like both of them for targeting edge rushers. But the Saints in particular come to mind. Continue building that defensive line with some young blue chip talent. Breesy and Verse back-to-back, and the rest will fall into place for that unit. This would be a great place for him to develop. And yeah, so that is kind of how I feel about Jared Verse as a prospect, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.